Chairman Crapo, Ranking Member Brown, and distinguished members of the committee. I've submitted a written statement for the record that details the CFTC's work and authority over virtual currencies. But with your permission, I'd like to begin briefly with a slightly different perspective, and that is as a dad. I'm the father of 3 college-age children, a senior, a junior, and a freshman. During their high school years, we tried to interest them in financial markets. My wife and I set up small brokerage accounts with a few $100s that they could use to buy stocks. Yet other than my youngest son, who owns shares in a video game company, we haven't been able to pique their interest in the stock market. I guess they're not much different than most kids their age. Well, something changed in the last year. Suddenly, they were all talking about Bitcoin. They were asking me what I thought and should they buy it. One of their older cousins, who owns Bitcoin, was telling them about it, and they got all excited. And I imagine that maybe members of this committee may have had some similar experiences in your own families of late. It strikes me that we owe it to this new generation to respect their enthusiasm about virtual currencies with a thoughtful and balanced response, not a dismissive one. And yet we must crack down hard on those who try to abuse their enthusiasm with fraud and manipulation. And we must thoroughly educate ourselves and the public about this new innovation, and we must make good policy choices and put in place sound regulatory frameworks to reduce risks for consumers. Putting my CFTC hat back on, I suggest that the right regulatory response to virtual currencies has at least several elements. And the first is to learn everything we can. At the CFTC, we've launched a new initiative called Lab CFTC to engage with these innovators and inform the agency about virtual currencies and other financial technology. Next is to put things in perspective. As of 8 a.m. this morning, the total value of all outstanding Bitcoin is about $113 billion. We have a slightly different figure than you have, Chairman, but close. But the point is that that's less than the market cap of one large publicly traded company, McDonald's. The total value of all virtual currency in the world is around $313 billion. In comparison, global money supply is around $7.6 trillion. And because Bitcoin is sometimes compared to gold as an investment asset, the value of all the gold in the world is around $8 trillion, which dwarfs the size of the virtual currency market. The next task is to tell the public what we learn and educate consumers. There's a lot of noise around virtual currency, and regulators must help set